Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 4 and then click on your lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter data and graph. And the lessons we're going to cover today are reader table, interpret line graphs, interpret bar graphs, and interpret line plots, right? So let's just start with the lesson. Here I am on grade 4 math. Let's just start with the first lesson, read a table. So basically we're going to learn how do we read value from the data from the table, right? The first example is a transportation analyst compared various bridges tolls. How much higher is the toll for a truck on the San Mateo Bridge than on the Fort Madison Bridge, right? So here you are given the table of values. You are given the bridges here and their tolls for the trucks and for the cars. The question is how much higher is the toll for the truck on the San Mateo Bridge than on the Fort Mateo Bridge. So here is San Mateo Bridge, right? On the San Mateo Bridge, the toll for the truck is $6, and on the Fort Madison, the toll for the truck is $4. You have to see how much more on San Mateo than on Fort Madison. So you have to subtract 6, take away 4, and 6 take away 4 equals 2. That means the toll for a truck is $2 more on San Mateo Bridge than on the Fort Madison Bridge. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. You did this in the last class? Okay. Okay, let's just start with the frequency charts. Do you know which lessons you've covered in the last lesson? I think maybe that's interpret line plots, isn't it? Okay, let me just be hold on. Hold on, let me see then. Yes, that's still interpret line graphs. Okay, so you have to start with interpret bar graphs, right? So let's just start with interpret bar graphs. Okay, here I'm interpret bar graphs. Let's just start with interpret bar graphs. Okay, some teach basically we're going to bar graph is a type of graph, right? We're going to learn how do we read values from the bar graph, like how we understand the bar graph, right? Some teachers compared how many years they have been teaching, right? How many years has Miss Lim been teaching? So you are given a graph, you have to see how many years he have been teaching. So Okay, so here is the okay, here is the bars given. Here, see, this is this is Miss Guthrie's, this is Miss Lim, and this is Miss Watson. You have to see Miss Lim. Miss Lim, this is the bar for Miss Lim. You have to match it on the y-axis. On the y-axis, you are given the number of years, so that match with 2. That means the number of years Miss Lim is teaching, 2 years. Got it? Let's just start with the test question. What's wrong with this? Okay. While looking through an almanac at the library, Albert noticed that some data showing the population density of various states, right? So here you are given with the bar graphs that shows the data of the various states. Okay, how many people per square mile lived in Maine in 19? Okay, so you're given two bars, right? Light blue is for 1990, the dark blue is for 2000. You have to see how many people per square mile lived in Maine in 1990. Here is Maine. And this is the line for 1990. You just have to match it to the y-axis. So when you match it to the y-axis, the answer is 40. It is right. The correct option is 40. You just have to match this line to the y-axis and it match on 40. So the correct option is 40. Got it? Let's just start with the next one. Move on to the next one. The next one is Emma, an employee at Crick's convenience store, looked at the sales of each of its soda products. Which beverage had higher sales on Saturday, Fizzy Fun or Pearl Soda? So, which is the correct option? Okay, here is Fizzy Fun, and blue is for Saturday. So, on Saturday, Fizzy Fun is 60, right? And here is the Pearl Soda, and this is for Saturday, and on Saturday that is 40. So which is more? Option number 1, because Fun is 60 and Pearl Soda is 40. That means Fizzy Fun is more than Pearl Soda. So the correct option is Fizzy Fun. Very good. A zoologist counted the number of reptiles at each of the state's zoo. How many snakes, how many more snakes than crocodiles does the Wilderness Zoo have? Okay, here is Wilderness Zoo, right? 8 snakes and 6 crocodiles. So 8 minus 6 is 2. You need to see how much more snakes, right? Snakes is 8 and the crocodiles are 6. So 8 minus 6 is, yes, that is 2. First, you need to understand the question, then you have to answer. The correct option is 2. For a class project, students in Miss Stewart's biology course counted the number of red and grey squirrels at each of the local parks. So, which park has the most squirrels? Okay, here is Walnut Park, right? Walnut Park have 100 red squirrels and 15 grey squirrels. That means the total are 115, right? Okay, then Almond Park have 65 red squirrels and 60 gray squirrels. So 65 and 60 is 135. So which park has more? Almond Park. How Walnut? You have to see the total, right? Yes, that is Almond Park have more squirrels than Walnut Park, right? Okay, Livingston High School Students Council recruited teachers and students to serve on each of its committees. How many more people are on cafeteria committee than the field trip committee? Okay, here is cafeteria committee, right? Cafeteria committee have 30 students and 50 teachers, right? So 30 plus 50 is 80, right? That means in cafeteria committee total members are 80, right? And in field trip you have 40 students and 10 teachers, so there are 50. So 80 minus 50 is, you have 30 more people on cafeteria committee than on field trip committee, so the correct option is 30. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is interpret line plots. Okay. The shop teacher wrote down how many picture frames the students made last week. How many students are there in all? You need to calculate all the students, right? You need to count all the x's in the line plot, right? So how many students? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 29 it is, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, a craft store asked some people how many scarves they owned. How many people have more than one scarf? So more than one values are 2 and 3, right? You need to count the peoples who have 2 and 3 scarves, right? No people have 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people have 3 scarves, so the correct option is 5. The correct option is 5. Students in Mrs. Jane's math class guessed a number between 1 and 5 and recorded the results. How many students are there in all? You have to calculate the total students. So, how many students there in all? 22 it is, right? The correct option is 22 students in all. Professor Leonard looked at the scores from the last quiz. How many students scored fewer than 6? Which is the correct option? Fewer than 6 is 5. You have to find all, you have to calculate all the graphs, all the cross that are in front of above 5. So, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 8. How 5? You have to count how many students scored fewer than 6. So, fewer than 6 is just 5. You have to count all the cross that are above 5, that is 8. The correct option is 8. Just understand the question first. A tennis fan counted the number of match won by his favorite players last summer. How many players won at least 2 matches last summer? At least means the minimum value is 2, the maximum value is could be any, right? So just look at the graph, you have the 2 and the greater than 2 is 3. So you need to count all the x for 2 and 3. So which is the correct option? Hello. Okay, you can hear me now. Can you see my board now? Okay, let's just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is frequency charts. Let's just start with the next lesson, that is frequency charts. A game show program recorded the scores of its contestants, right? Which score did the fewest people receive? You are given the score and the frequency. Score frequency means that is the value, like how many people scored 5, right? Frequency is actually the people. So, which score did the fewest people receive? Yes, 7, right? Two people scored 7, so the score is 7. Let's just start with the test questions. A theme park developer recorded the number of people who visited the local water park last summer. How many people went to the water park fewer than 2 times? So, which is the correct option? Fewer than 2 is only 1, right? And 1 has the frequency 11, so the correct option is 11. How 12? That is 11. 11, how 12? The soccer coach is preparing for the upcoming season by seeing how many goals his team members scored last season. How many team members scored more than 2 goals last season? More than 2, you have 3 values here. 3, 4, 5. You need to just add their scores, right? 10 plus 4 plus 15. So the correct option is, that is 29. That means 29 members scored more than 2 goals. The correct option is 29. Craig records the number of pairs of sandals owned by each of his classmates. How many students own at least 3 pairs of sandals? At least means minimum value would be 3. The greater value would be any, right? So greater than at least means you just have to count 3, the frequency for 3 and 4. So the correct option is, yes, 29. It is, the correct option is 29. A researcher asked people how many letters they had written in the past year and recorded the results. So, how many people wrote exactly six letters? Which is the correct option? Very good. Eight people wrote exactly six letters. The correct option is eight. A game show program recorded the scores of its contestants. Which score did the fewest people receive? Which is the correct option? The fewest people receive. Yes, the correct option is seven. The elementary school art teacher wrote down how many flower pots each child painted last week. How many children are there in all? So, which is the correct option? You need to add all the frequency values, right? So, the correct option is 75. It is. You need to add all the frequency values. They must be 75, right? A game show viewer monitors how often a wheel numbered 1 through 5 at each number. Which number was spun the most times? Which number was spun the most time? Yes, that is 3, right? Because the frequency for 3 is 19, so that is 3. A food manufacturer surveyed consumers about their macaroni and cheese consumption. How many people ate macaroni and cheese fewer than 2 times? Fewer than 2 is 1 and 0, right? And the frequency for 1 and 0 is 11. The correct option is 11. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson, and the next lesson is stem and leaf plots. Okay, Donald counted the number of problems on each of his test. How many tests has at least 28 problems, right? Okay, problems per test. How many tests has at least 28 problems? At least means the the value that is less than 28, right? So here is 2 and here is 6. How 8? 8 test has at least 28. If you need to make stem and leaf together 26 and 15, you have only 2. You counted 8 leaves which are blue in the stem and leaf plot above. Where are the 8? I didn't get. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Let's see. Okay, Katie counted the number of silver beads on each bracelet at Fairview Jewelry, the store where she works. How many bracelets had fewer than 20 silver beads? So, fewer than 20, right? Fewer than 20 means you need to make the stem and leaf together to make the numbers, right? So, if you look at the first stem, the stem is 1 and the here is the leaves, right? What's wrong with this one? Okay, leave this. If you just look at the okay, if you just look at the stem one, you have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 7 options. If you look at the stem 2, you have 2 and 1, that means 21. 21 is greater than 20. So you have at least 7 bracelets that have fewer than 20 beads. The correct option is 7. 7 is the correct option. Got it? The next one is a volunteer for the local running club counted the number of participants at each race. What is the smallest number of participant? Smallest number of participant means the smallest stem with the smallest leaf. So which is the smallest stem? Yes, the correct option is 32 participants. Professor Rood released the result of yesterday's POPs quiz. How many students scored at least 64 points but fewer than 76 points? Professor Rood, that's the same type question, okay? Actually, the question is written 2 times. How many students scored at least 64 but fewer than 76? That means the score must be between 64 and 79. So, which is the correct option? 64 and 79, right? Here is the stem 6. 3 is not included. 69, 72, and 76. That means only 3 of the students have scored that is at least 64 and fewer than 76. No, 3. See, you have 69, that is greater than 64, right? Then you have 72, 76, and they are fewer than 76. So the correct option is 3, right? The correct option is 3. 2? Oh, fewer than 76. 76 is not included, just 69 and 72. 2 is the correct option. Got it? Not 3. 79 is also not included because you need to see the fewer than 79. Got it? Okay, Colton counted the number of desks in each classroom at his school. How many classroom have at least 36 desks? At least means the minimum value would be 36 and the greater value would be any. Prayan, what's wrong with you? You are here to learn, so please focus on learning. 1, right? At 36 and the greater value than 36 is only one value, 40. The correct option is 1. Jason counted the number of words per page in his new look. What is the largest number of words? Which is the correct option? What could be the largest value you can make from stem and leaf plot? 90 it is. The correct option is 90 words. A machine dispensed red gumdrops into bags of various sizes. How many bags had exactly 92 red gumdrops? So, which is the correct option? Exactly 92. Zero, right? You don't have 92 in the stem and leaf, right? Rooney counted the number of ducks at each pond in the city. How many ponds had at least 39 but fewer than 86 ducks? So you need to count all the ducks that are between 39 and less than 86. So greater than 39, right? That includes until 86. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 of the ponds have ducks that are between 39 and fewer than 86. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So, we were working on grade 4 math. We are working on the chapter data and graphs. The lessons we have covered today are interpret bar graph, interpret line plots, frequency charts, and stem and leaf plots, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that will be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. Got it? So if you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Please ask questions if you have any. No questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.